The doorbell just rang. I hesitated for a moment and then I thought, no, you are in your own home. You can dress how you like and you can answer the door how you like. So I did. Didn't blink an eye.
Good question. It was a dark and depraved need to be in control that continues.
Well, here we are. Another day in the life of me. It's 4:30 in the morning. Let's get that coffee on. I've got work to do. These are my sexy jammies. This is my suitcase. Ooh, yeah. Cheeky little workout completed. Honestly, it was quite low energy. Don't think too much of me. And onto the coach to get to London. The traffic was calling and it reminds me every time why I left. So I make my way to the dungeon and it is stunning. I have 2 sessions lined up, 2 hours each. They roll by without a glitch. Absolutely stunning place to work. And bish bash bosh, get ready, get on the tube and go and meet client number 1 at the restaurant. Upon my PA's recommendation, he chose sketch. The menu was weird, the toilets were weirder, the drinks were nice, and the decor, well, I guess that's what everyone goes for, right? And then we spent a couple more hours exploring Soho, having a few more drinks, and I went home to my Airbnb at about 2 a.m.
Ladies, I promise I'm not out here trying to steal your husband. I've got one of my own. I don't need any more. But I do need to tell you this. Whenever your partner comes to see me in the dungeon, I always ask him a couple of safety questions first. You know, are you fitting well enough to play in the dungeon today? What's the safe word that we're going to use? And we just go over a few things. I always ask them, is there anyone at home? Wife, girlfriend, partner? And they always say yes. And then I say, have you ever thought about bringing it into conversation that you'd quite like to submit to them? They always say, well, yeah, I've thought about it. And they're always too scared to bring it up because they're scared you're going to laugh. And those that do bring it up, the brave ones, yeah, you laugh at them too. Please stop.
There's 2 common questions I get. The first one is, does your husband know what you do? I mean, Jesus Christ, we share a house. How's he not gonna know? I just disappeared to Paris for a whole week. He's like, where were you, honey? Oh, just picking up milk. And then the second one I get is, what does he think? Can we just, for a minute, think about this? Do you think he wouldn't still be with me and I wouldn't still be with him if he wasn't okay with it? Do you really think I've locked him up in the garage somewhere? He's totally fine. Now, can we focus back on the actual reason that we're having a conversation, which is that you want to learn from my skill, expertise and knowledge? Or do you really just want to speak to him?
I love that comment when she's like, oh yeah, here's what my man, the man has to say. I think there's such a stereotype of like what happened like 60 years ago where the men would go to work and the women would stay at home. They weren't allowed to have a life, they weren't allowed to have friends, they weren't allowed to have a job. You know, it's just such a different world now, and I just love her response of like, this is what my husband had to say, and I had to ask the man if I can wear some latex. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, she shouldn't have to just explain herself.
Some people call it al fresco. I call this al desco. But seriously, these tongs, so good. They're just useful for everything.
If you can't even dominate tidying your room, then you can't be a real dom. The doorbell just rang. I hesitated for a moment and then I thought, no, you are in your own home. You can dress how you like and you can answer the door how you like. So I did. Didn't blink an eye.
She rocks it, I won't lie, she looks incredible. But if I was the postman, some woman opened the door in like, what was it, 10-inch heels, latex, I'd be like, oh my god, like, this is your parcel. I would not be mortified, that's not the word I'm trying to say, but like, I'd be a bit questioned, like, what on earth? I love like watching videos of people who openly say, oh, I'm a dominatrix, oh, I'm submissive, because I just find like that sort of industry just really fascinating to know. Like, people get pleasures from this sort of thing, and I'm just like, why? I don't know if anyone knows like what a dominatrix is, but it's like someone who like leads someone. It could be in a sexual fantasy, or it can be like a relationship sort of non-sexual way basically. But like some dominatrix are really like brutal. It's like a fantasy, it's a sexual fetish more like, if you don't want to use the word sexual. But yeah, some of them are quite extreme. And then the submissive people are the ones that like, look at me with my research. Submissive people are more like, they bow down to their owners, of like, they do what the person says, like they're not a nice word, but like their slave, their sort of property. It's a really weird thing. I watched like a documentary on BBC iPlayer a couple of years ago because it just really fascinates me, like how it works and how the mind likes pain, I guess.
Thanks for watching StoryTrender. Don't forget to like and follow.